Pep? You wanna go outside? Me neither. All right, guys, it is like 19 degrees outside and feels like 8. It's been colder than that during the night. The animals are thirsty. The cows need to be milked. So we are getting on the coveralls and we're heading out to do it. No rest for the weary, right? When the dog doesn't even want to go outside, you know it's cold. One cool thing, Ben got me this for Christmas. It is a heated jacket. It has a rechargeable battery in the pocket, and then I can just push this button and turn it on. And so it keeps me nice and toasty. And then you can just plug the battery back in. Also, waterproof gloves, especially because when I'm milking, my hands get wet from cleaning them off and stuff. Oh, if my hands get wet, they start to crack and bleed, and it's just not fun. So some of you know, some of you don't, but Ben had a couple of pretty major surgeries last year. And so he was off part of the year and he was off most of the fall. He was able to help me do things. He went back to work the 1st of January. The first week he was back at work, pretty big major snowstorm for here. And then last week, fairly normal. So that made last week seem fairly easy after the first week being a struggle. And then this week we are back to freezing temperatures, which means a whole lot of extra work, a lot of busting water and all the things. And I'm just gonna go ahead and address this at the front of the video. There will be people that will comment, you have winter every year, why are you not more prepared, all these things. If you live somewhere, and I think you'll only understand this if you live somewhere like the South, that yeah, it feels like 8 degrees out here this morning. That is very abnormal for here. It doesn't normally get this cold. It's really hard to be prepared for something that only happens like for a few days a year or a couple weeks during the winter. It's kind of like some places up north we visited don't even have air conditioning. And you know what? It still gets really hot sometimes and they make it through. It may not be the best experience, but they don't need it the rest of the time. So they're not gonna pay for something that they only need every great once in a while. Even my milking pump is struggling to get going, but you can see we're outside, so it's no wonder. Pond is completely frozen, but we're actually working on an indoor milking facility that'll be coming this year. It's not going to cost a lot of money. It's just going to be a lot of labor and work on mine and Ben's part, but it's going to be so worth it. And when it's done, just makes me tired thinking about it, but it's going to be so nice. I won't be out here struggling. I don't even mind this as much as I do in the spring when it's major thunderstorms and lightning and all that, and I'm trying to run out here and get this done and not get struck by lightning. So indoors will be so much better. Always first. One problem I'm having is when it's this cold, these lines get really stiff and won't bend and flex before I get them on the next cow because they're freezing or they're starting to, and then they don't want to flex and get where they need to go, so they want to pop off. So I have to sit down here and like basically hold them on the whole time. This one's doing pretty good, but this is the 3rd cow. One more to go. Okay, it is gorgeous out here, but it's still freezing. It's midday. I got the milking done. We are doing a rapid cooling, which you might be like, stick it outside at this point. But we're doing like majorly rapid cooling of the milk. It helps with the taste, helps with how long it lasts. So if you are a raw milk producer, I would encourage you look into that. It can be as simple as get an ice machine and an ice chest and stick it in there as soon as you get it strained and bottled. It's changed the game tremendously for us. Another little thing I want to say about raw milk before we switch off of this and finish the feeding is There is room for more raw milk producers in this market. Sorry about the rooster, he wants to talk. But especially here in Arkansas, there is just not enough raw milk to go around. So if you've been thinking about doing it, jump in. There's more to it than just go out there and milk a cow. Like I said, the way you handle the milk afterwards, cleanliness standards, there's a few things, and I'm gonna try to make a video on it if you're in the market for a milk cow, that I would suggest that you do if you're looking to buy one. But basically, make sure the cow is healthy, make sure they've been properly tested recently, make sure of their A2 status, if that matters to you. There's plenty of good A1 cows out there, so if that's not high on your priority list, you can get in the game for cheaper if you don't strictly go with A2. So you have to decide that if that is important to you. And just know where your cow came from. Why is the person selling her? Does she have a problem? Because if you're a first-time cow owner, especially a dairy cow like that, you could get yourself into a problem real quick. So just make sure you know all the facts. But other than that, I would say go for it. There's room for more in this market, and there's more people desiring raw milk than ever before. So I think it could be a successful venture for you and good for your family, but also you can provide for other families and in turn bring in a little income to pay for your endeavors as well. So anyway, just my 2 cents. That's for somebody. If you've been thinking about it, go for it. So let's get busy and get these animals taken care of. That may look muddy, but it's where they're gonna go right now because it's the closest up to the barn. They're not gonna go as far away as they normally drink. So I'm just trying to give them some water at this point. Cows are fed. Even their waterers are frozen, which they take a lot to freeze because they're constantly filling up. But you can see back there, the tire tanks are frozen. Bummer. Okay, had to take a break, haul the milk to the market, go live on Facebook. If you're not following us on Facebook, we show a lot of more what we do like day to day, especially in the market and things like that if you're interested. But I had to take a break to do that. Got all that squared away. Heading across the road to check the calves over here. They're over here because they got weaned off their moms months ago. But that's the thing, when you're raising babies from start to finish, a lot of people will wean their calves and then just take them straight to the sale or wherever. But when you're raising for processing, you've got all ages of animals. So you may have a producing mom and then a weaned calf that belongs to that mom, and then you may have another calf on the mom, then the mom may be bred back. We've got all ages and stages. That takes a lot of different pastures and pens and separating. Also, certain times of the year you have to take your bulls out, so more pastures and paddocks for separating them out because you don't want calving at certain times of year. All the things, all that leads to more animals, different places to feed, and especially like this week, break water. So it is what it is. I'm thankful for everything we have going on. It's just weeks like this, it is a little more difficult, but we just survive weeks like this, and we're surviving. So it's all gonna be okay. Next week will be better. And here's a blessing. I'm just pulling up. They don't need hay, so I don't have to put out hay. I just need to bust their pond, and we'll have this done. Sorry this has been a short video. That was just a little, and sorry my fingers in the video. Y'all, I'm struggling here today. That was just a little glimpse of what's going on here right now. Thanks to all of you who stick with us and watch our videos and support us. It does not go unnoticed. I'm gonna get out and go check this water, and then I gotta go open the market. If you're ever through Central Arkansas, come see us. You can find our address for the market everywhere and our hours. So come see us. We'd love to meet you. Just say hi, have a cup of coffee, all the things. See you guys on the next one. God bless. Well, you just thought I was done, didn't you? I was thinking about this as I was finishing feeding, and this is for somebody, because this just keeps coming to mind. If you're thinking about, if this is the year you're thinking of starting, whether it's animals, gardens, whatever it may be, do not let fear or discouragement stop you. The number one thing you don't need experience, despite what some people will say. You don't need good equipment. Ben and I have struggled through lack of experience. We've struggled through old, broken down equipment. You don't need tons of land. We have been blessed with land here, but if you go back to our first videos, we were doing everything on about 5 acres here. We're doing a lot of things. You don't even need that much to begin. What you need is work ethic. You need work ethic for when that old broken down equipment is old and broken down, to fix it. You need work ethic on a week like this week where everything is hard, where it's a struggle. Look at that, just for example. That is the mower I've been using for a few years now. It is like limping along, but you know what? It works. And there was no money to go buy a brand new, big fancy mower. There just wasn't. There was no money to go buy a mediocre mower. So I've been struggling through with that one. I might have to stop and air up the tires twice while I'm mowing. I might have to baby it a little bit, but you know what? It works. If what is holding you back is thinking you don't have all the right tools and the experience, that's fear talking. So let 2025 be the year that you jump in. You will get the experience. The only way you gain experience is by experience. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but you're just going to have to jump in at some point and learn some things, and you will, and it'll be okay. But don't let fear be the thing that holds you back.